All right, I guys, we're just gonna hop into the reading of Leviticus 13 and 14. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man shall have the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or a bright spot, and it be in the flesh like a plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest, and the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of his flesh, and when hair in the plague turn white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of the flesh, it is the plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of the flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned of white, then the priest shall shut up him that has the plague 7 days. And the priest shall look on him on the seventh day, and behold, if the plague has the sight be a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more. And the priest shall look on him again in the seventh day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab spread much abroad the skin, after that has been seen of the priest for his cleansing, shall he be seen of the priest again. If the priest sees that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprosy. When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall see him. And behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and have turned the hair white, there be a quick raw flesh in the rising. It is an old leprosy of the skin of the flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if the leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, if the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy has covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean, that hath the plague, and it is all turned white, he is clean. But when the flesh is raw appears in him, he shall be unclean. And the priest shall see the raw flesh, and pronounce him to be unclean, for the raw flesh is unclean, it is a leprosy. If the raw flesh turn again and be changed unto white, he shall come unto a priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, that hath the plague, he is clean. The flesh also, in which even the skin thereof was a boil, and is healed, and the place of the boil be white rising, or a bright spot, white or somewhat reddish, and it be shewed unto the priest. And if the priest sees it, behold, it be in sight lower than the skin, and the hair thereof be turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy broken out of the boil. If the priest look on it, and behold, there is no white hairs therein, and it be no lower than the skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if it spread much abroad the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague. But if the bright spot stay in his place, and spread not, it is a burning boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or if there be any flesh in the skin thereof, where a hot burning or a click flat flesh that burns have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white, then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white, and in the slight deeper than the skin, it is leprosy broken out during the burning. Wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of the leprosy. And if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hair in the bright spot, and it be no lower than the other skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if the priest shall look upon him in the seventh day, and it be spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy. And if the bright spot stay in his place, and spread not in the skin, and be somewhat dark, it is a rising of the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. If a man or woman has a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, and to be sight deeper than the skin, and in it be a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry skull, even a leprosy on the head or beard. If the priest look on the plague of the skull, and behold, it be not in a sight deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut him up that hath the plague of the skull 7 days. And in the seventh day the priest shall look on the plague, and behold, if the skull spread not, and it be no yellow hair, the skull shall not be deeper than the skin, he shall be shaven, and the skull shall he not shave, and the priest shall shut him up, him that has the skull 7 days more. And in the seventh day the priest shall look upon the skull, and behold, if the skull not be spread in the skin, nor in sight deeper than the skin, priest shall pronounce him clean, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the skull spread much in the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall look upon him, and behold, if the skull is spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for yellow hair, he is unclean. But if the skull be in his sight a stay, and that there is black hair grown up therein, and the skull is healed, he is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. If a man or woman have in his skin of the flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, then the priest shall look. And behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot that groweth in the skin, he is clean. And a man whose hair fallen off his head, he is bald, yet he is clean. And he that has his hair fallen off on the part of the head toward his face, he is forehead bald, yet he is clean. And if there be a bald spot in the bald head, or bald forehead, or a reddish sore, it is a leprosy sprung out of his bald head, or his bald forehead. Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the rising of the sore be reddish in his bald head, or in his bald forehead, and the leprosy appears in the skin of the flesh, he is a leprous man, he is unclean. Priest shall pronounce him utterly unclean. The plague is in his head. And the leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, his head bare, he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and he shall cry, unclean, unclean. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him shall he be defiled, he is unclean. He shall dwell alone without the camp shall his habitation be. The garment of the plague of leprosy is in, whether it be a woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it be in warp or woof or linen or woolen, whether in skin or anything made of skin, and the plague be greenish or reddish upon the garment, in the skin, either of the warp or of the woof or of the skin, is a plague of leprosy, and it shall be showed unto the priest, and the priest shall look upon it, the plague, and shut it up if it has the plague 7 days. He shall look upon the plague of the 7th day. If the plague be spread in the garment, either is a warp or the woof or in the skin, or any work that is made of the skin, the plague is spreading leprosy, it is unclean. He shall therefore burn that garment, whether warp or woof or woolen or linen or anything of skin wherein the plague is, for it is a fretting leprosy, it shall be burnt in the fire. If the priest shall look and behold the plague not be spread in the garment, either in the warp or the woof or in any of the skin, then the priest shall command that they wash the thing wherein the plague is, and he shall shut it up 7 days more. If the priest look upon the plague after it is washed, and behold, the plague has not changed color, and the plague has not been spread, it is unclean. Thou shalt burn it in the fire, and it is fret inward, whether it be bare, within, or without. If the priest look and behold the plague be somewhat dark after the washing of it, and then he shall rend it out of the garment, or out of the skin, or out of the warp, or out of the woof, it shall appear in the garment, either in warp, or in the woof, or in any of the thing of the skin. It is a spreading plague, and thou shalt burn wherein the plague is with fire. And the garment, either warp or woof or whatsoever thing of skin it be, which thou shalt wash. If the plague departed from them, it shall be washed a second time, and it shall be clean. This is the law of the plague of leprosy, in a garment of woolen or linen, either in warp or woof or anything of skins, and pronounce it clean, or to pronounce it unclean. Let me go on to chapter 14. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This shall be the law of the leper in the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought unto the priest. The priest shall go forth out of the camp, and the priest shall look, and behold, if the plague of leprosy be healed in the leper, then shall the priest command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds alive and clean, and cedar wood and scarlet and hyssop. And the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed in the earthen vessel over running water. As for the living bird, he shall take it, and the cedar wood and the scarlet and the hyssop, dip them in the living bird in the blood that was killed over the running water. He shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from leprosy 7 times, shall pronounce him clean, shall let the living bird loose into the open field. He that is to be cleansed shall wash his clothes, shave off his hair, wash him in the water, that he may be clean. And after that shall he come into the camp, and shall tarry abroad out of his tent 7 days. And it shall be on the 7th day that he shall shave all of his hair off his head, and his beard, and his eyebrows, even all his hair he shall shave off. Wash his clothes, also wash his flesh in the water, and he shall be clean. On the 8th day he shall take 2 lambs without blemish, 1 ewe of lamb, and 1 without blemish, first year, 3/10 deals of fine flour for a meat offering mingled with oil, and 1 log of oil. The priest shall make him clean, shall present the man that is to be made clean in those things before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Priest shall take 1 lamb and offer him as a trespass offering, and a log of oil, and wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. He shall slay the lamb in a place where he shall kill the sin offering and the burnt offering, and holy place, for the sin offering is in the priest, so the trespass offering it is most holy. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and the priest shall put it upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And the priest shall take some of the log oil, pour it onto the palm of his own left hand. The priest shall dip his right finger in the oil that is in his left hand, and sprinkle the oil with his finger 7 times for the Lord. And the rest of the oil that is in his hand shall the priest put upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, upon the right of the thumb of his hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, and upon the blood of the trespass offering. And the remnant of the oil that is in the priest's hand shall he pour into the head of him that is to be cleansed, and the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord. And the priest shall offer the sin offering, and make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed for his uncleanliness, and afterwards he shall kill a burnt offering. And the priest shall offer the burnt offering and the meat offering upon the altar, and the priest shall make an atonement for him, and he shall be clean. And if he be poor, and cannot get so much, he shall take 1 lamb for a trespass offering to be waved, and make an atonement for him, and on the 10th deal of fine flour, mingled with oil for a meat offering, and a log of oil. And 2 turtle doves, and 2 young pigeons, such as he is able to get, and the one that shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering. He shall bring them on the 8th day for his cleansing unto the priest, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord. And the priest shall take the lamb of the trespass offering, and a log of oil, and the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. He shall kill a lamb at a trespass offering, and the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and put it upon the tip of his right ear, and him that is to be cleansed upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And the priest shall pour the oil into the palm of his own of his left hand, and the priest shall sprinkle his right finger with some of the oil that is in his left hand 7 times for the Lord. And the priest shall put the oil that is upon his head upon the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the place of the blood of the trespass offering. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand shall he put upon the head of him that is to be cleansed, and make an atonement for him before the Lord. He shall offer the one of the turtle doves of the young pigeons, such as he can get, even such as he is able to get, for one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering with the meat offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed before the Lord. This is the law of him whom the plague is leprosy, whose hand is not able to get which that is pertaineth to his cleaning. And the Lord spake unto Moses unto Aaron, saying, When ye be come into the land of Canaan, which I give to you for a possession, I put the plague of leprosy in a house of the land of your possession. He that owns the house shall come, tell the priest, saying, It seemeth to me there is a plague in the house. Then the priest shall command that the empty house before the priest go into it to see the plague, and that is all that is in the house be not made unclean. And afterwards the priest shall go in to see the house. He shall look on the plague, and behold, if the plague be in the walls of the house with hollow streaks of greenish or reddish, which are in the sight lower than the wall, the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house, shut up the house 7 days, and the priest shall come again on the 7th day, and shall look, and behold, if the plague is spread upon the walls of the house, and the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which the plague is, and that they cast them into an unclean place without the city. And he shall cause in the house to be scraped within round about, and they shall pour out the dust that they scrape off without the city into an unclean place. They shall take other stones and put them in the place of these stones, and he shall take other mortar and shall plaister in the house. If the plague comes again and breaks out in the house, after that he has taken away the stones, and after he has scraped the house, after it is plaistered, then the priest shall come in and look, and behold, if the plague be spread about in the house, it is fretting with leprosy in the house, it is unclean. He shall break down the house, the stones thereof, the timber thereof, and the mortar of the house, and he shall carry them forth and put them in out of the city within an unclean place. Moreover, he that goes into the house, all while it is shut up, and be unclean unto the even, he that lieth in the house shall wash his clothes, he that eateth in the house shall wash his clothes, and the priest shall come in and look upon it, and behold, if plague hath not spread forth in the house, after the house was plastered. And the priest shall pronounce the house clean, because the plague is healed. And he shall take to cleanse the house 2 birds of cedar wood, scarlet, and hyssop. He shall kill one of the birds in the earthen vessel over the running water. He shall take the cedar wood and the hyssop and the scarlet and the living bird, dip them in the blood of the slain bird and in the running water, and sprinkle the house 7 times. He shall cleanse the house with the blood of the bird, the running water, the living bird, and the cedar wood, and with the hyssop and the scarlet. He shall let go of the living bird out of the city into the open fields, and make an atonement for the house, and it shall be clean. This is the law for all matter of plague, of leprosy, and scall, and for the leprosy of a garment, and of a house, and for a rising, and for a scab, and a bright spot, to teach when it is unclean, and when it is clean. This is the law of leprosy. That'll be all for today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.